case studies. If you're here, it means you're interested to hear how can technology support the development of HR right now and in the near future, but also how can it prevent some of the trends we've been listening about, and I refer to quiet quitting. Luckily, it turns out we have a solution for that, so it's my pleasure to welcome Franja and Jasmina Ridzi from FledgeWorks to this session. Hi Franja, hi Jasmina.
Hi, hello.
Hi, hi.
How are you feeling today?
Good, thank you. Quite okay. It's a little bit rainy here. We are from Slovenia, but it looks nice anyway.
Okay, it's like similar in Belgrade. It's a bit raining, but it doesn't prevent us from talking about quitting and
So can we
developing
start or
HR and technology. So thank you for being a part of HR Week.
Welcome.
You're also welcome. I'm not going to waste your time anymore. We are eager to hear the case study that you have prepared for the audience. Whenever you're ready, the stage is yours, and I'll come back a little bit later with questions from the audience. Good luck.
Thank you very much. And we
Thank
are
you.
welcoming everyone here who is joining us. Today, first that we present ourselves. I'm Jasmina Ridzi, and you can see the same surname. So yeah, we are family. And Franja Ridzi, I am mainly a HR management consultant. And Franja, we can say he's a father of digital solution FledgeWorks. So welcome everyone. And today we want to highlight a little bit what the HR is facing now, especially in the field of finding the right people for our jobs, which seems to be a difficult task. And I think we are all facing that problem because we really live in some challenging times. Actually, now the are in some rapid transformation times when we face social, environmental, economic changes. We can see the markets are shaking and also the forecasts are not so good. And all that we know is that business as usual is no longer an option, that we have to do differently things that we were used to. And the only possible solutions, so also the large HR consulting companies and all the companies are coming to this, that we have to build an agile and resilient organization. What does that mean? We have to be agile. That means that we have to respond quickly to the environmental changes. So we don't have time anymore. We have to be quick in our response. And resilient means that we must not just survive through the challenges, but thrive. Actually, we nothing can shake us. So we have to be very careful that our organization is like that, that all the challenges that we are facing, that we can even turn them into our favor. So but the things have to be different, as it were. And when we are talking about the organization, we always think about the organizational structure. Will also means the hierarchy of reporting. We mean about the processes, and of course the people. And about the people we are going to talk today. But this all structure, the organizational structure, the processes, and the people, they must be interlinked. And this is the solution. These are not the fields for themselves. And now the HR, this is the challenge for the HR, because also now these are some new fields that the HR is facing, because also the organizational architecture now is the field for the HR, and also about the processes. Of course, the people, we are used to deal with people, but this also is changing. So when we are saying about the people and to find the right uh, people for our jobs, we are facing the talent war. We really are. And everybody is just realizing that success in this, we have to face uncertain times, means building the best teams, but not just building them, also building them most effectively. That means that the time to hire has to shorten because we can face some changes every day. And actually, we must be able to respond to them. And this is agility, so that we respond quickly to whatever is happening around us. And so we must build the best team. What does that mean? That means that we have the talents that we need. And we speak a lot about the talents and so on, but what does that really mean? That means the right people for the certain position. So the ones who are going to operate 100%, more than 100% even. So that they have the right potential, the right competency, that they can really perform brilliantly in a job. So this is talent. And of course, it's like that. To find the right fit for our company, for the job that we are uh, looking for. Uh, it, it's like finding Waldo. It's the same thing. So how do you detect who the right one among everybody who is applying for a job? So we must have some criteria how we are going to find that Waldo. And of course, even bigger picture. We have to look inside our company also. So maybe hiding there, we all can be Waldo, and of course outside our company. So it is not an easy task to write to find the right people for a certain position because it really has to match. We don't have the time anymore like before. Okay, we will hire someone and they will learn. So no, now the we have to have a person who is already capable as soon as possible to perform what is needed. So yeah, and HR is also facing a lot of challenges. It's always we don't have the time to do like a very thorough investigation, and even the employees we have, we are not sometimes able to retain them, and always is some crisis, and we plan for that crisis, and we always struggle with administration, with this routine task that we have day by day, and we don't have the time to to have some processes that would really add value to our business and to our people. And also, yeah, almighty algorithms are giving us some solutions for the problems we don't even know that we have. So we have to be focused on our problems that we have. And also new generations are coming with totally new expectations that the previous generations had, and we have to address that because otherwise they will not find our company interesting if we don't give them what they want. And they want different things as previous generations because they are not any longer interested in like safety to have a job for lifetime and so on. They much more know what they want and to experience new things and also to have new challenges and to develop. So totally different demands that from previous generations, and we have to face all of that. And yeah, it's possible. It's possible to have this kind of strategy and to find the right Waldo for us. Technology, of course, can help with that. It's not all in technology, because also the human touch is needed, but we can have like really easier, and some things cannot be possible without the right technology. That is for certain. So Franja, you have like a lot of experience in dealing with these challenges, and you know what companies are doing. Please break down for us what is the solution for all of this. Check if you're not mute, Franja, please.
I'm sorry, guys. Yes, I was muted. It's much better if mic is on. Sorry for that. So when we say talent search, so we would like, first of all, we need to know what we are doing actually when we say searching for talents. So we are comparing three different areas, as you can see on the slide. So we should compare potential of the employee. It's the personal potential areas where behavior of that person is strong, and he have a, let's say, a potential to develop certain competencies. Then of course we need to know what are the job requirements. So what kind of requirements are defined from environments for organization. That's everything goes through the job requirements. And of course, at the end, we need to know which competencies are already developed, because we are getting different people, some beginners, some experienced, and some very experienced people. So by comparing these three areas, we are actually getting result, and the result is in the middle here. See, this is overlapping. So this is area what we're actually looking for. What it means. Before start comparison of this, so how we can compare three different things? I mean, potential is usually described as a text. We are performing some interviews. We are doing some tests, and the result of these tests are giving us information about the potential. Again, job requirements. There are many different information like job description, some competencies, condition, special condition, environmental, so on. And of course, at the end, competencies can be evaluated. We have a different kind of competencies. So first of all, we need to bring all together to the same level, which means we need to define potential in terms of general competencies. General competencies are competencies which are describing our behavior, our personality. So if we are able to describe our potential, which means, for example, if I'm looking for a business analyst, what should be personality? So definitely analytical thinking, introvert person who is able to have a very good capability of doing mathematics stuff, so on and so on. So we can convert somehow all these descriptions and test results into the list of couple of competencies which will describe potential of that person, or competencies which this person is able to develop through his career. The same thing with the job requirements. So we should create the job profile, competency job profile, to say, okay, for successful execution of tasks and all requirements for this job, we need that many, or 5, 6, 7 competencies, and that competency should be developed in order to have a good match or perfect person for that job. And in the end of the day, we are getting people who are already been working in some different companies. So we need to assess what is their current state. So which competencies are already developed, so you don't need to focus on this. And by comparing all three competencies from all three areas, actually we are getting these results, and we see what is the area where all three competencies from all three areas are present. Can you go to the next slide, Jasmina, please? So the second thing which is important to keep in our mind is integrated talent management. So when we say integrated talent management, it means that talent management is embedded in all HR processes, in not only in HR, but actually through all organization. Also, it should be somehow reflection of our strategy. And actually, talent management is really something which needs to be in every corner of our company. So we should have a connection. Thank you. We should have a connection with the first of all with the HR processes which are present on this picture. So we start with the recruitment. So if we look for if we're looking for certain talent, we need to compare assessed competencies during the interview with the competencies which are actually required from the job. During the onboarding, we are filling gaps. So the competencies which are missing should be developed rapidly. So the time is really important. So we don't have like 2 years or something like that. You need to go forward in the weeks. Rapidly, we need to develop these competencies and make this person able to do his job without significant help. Performance, again, people who are performing well, we need to also analyze competencies of these people and to find out where is the connection between competency and the performance. So good results are reflection also of knowledge and capability of the person. Learning, again, we are assessing competencies of the people, comparing, finding gaps between required competencies and assessed, and we are focusing our learning activities to fill these gaps. So we are not asking managers, what do you think? What would be learning plan for the next year, which is usually way how we are doing this today. But actually, we are getting this information from an gap analysis. So we are assessing on one side competencies of the person, current state, and comparing with the job requirement. And of course, all learning activities should be linked to these competencies. So if you can imagine that we are getting a list of learning activities which are exactly answering the question, how should I develop the person for particular competency in the particular area? And of course, career development, basically the same process as a learning, but here we are comparing a job competency list with the future position of a particular person. So as you can see, all these all these areas must be somehow linked, and all these processes are really connected. So if we are talking about integrated talent management, of course, we need to also integrate this into the company strategy, because company strategy is somehow giving us direction where we are going and what kind of people we are supposed to need in the recent future and then also in distant future. Everything is connected with our vision, objectives, challenges. Yeah, that's something which is quite obvious. Capability of competence and competency of management. The key thing we need to understand about the HR processes is that role of the HR is more like a process owner and a consultant. So HR is not the function which is taking care about the execution. And that's really important to understand. So if you don't have a capable management and skilled management, which is 100% educated about all of these processes listed on this slide, we will have a trouble, because managers are guys or people or segment of employees in our company which are responsible for process execution. So if we talk about recruitment, managers are doing interviews and at the end of the day selecting our people. Managers are also doing rapid education during the onboarding process. Managers are evaluating performance of our employees. Managers are creating development plans for our employees. And of course, managers are also involved in the career development process when we are talking about advancements and successorship. So the key thing for integrated talent management is that we have these processes implemented in our organization. And second one is that our management team is skilled and well educated about how to execute all activities from the processes and how to perform as well as possible in area of these processes. And of course, at the end of the day, when we are talking about the processes, we need to have metrics, scorecards, reports, analytics, BI. So through these tools, we can measure how successful we are and how efficient we are. As Jasmina said at the beginning, it's not just to be able to create teams, but we need to create these teams on an efficient way. Just for example, recently we have a discussion with one of the customers, our customers, and their production company producing, let's say, big systems, industrial systems. And it works like that. Each and every system is a project. So they need to put together when each and every time when they get a new project, it comes within a month. They need to put together, build about 80 people, which would be able to produce, to develop and produce the system. So can you imagine? This company has about 400 employees at the moment. So can you imagine what kind of stress is that? So you're good in sales, you're selling a lot of new systems, but on the other side, if you need to produce it, you need to put the team each and every time when you get a new product. So from development, production, and at the end of the day, also the support team. So teaching all of these people, moving them from one project to another project is really challenging, and there is no time for that. So usually delivery time is about 6 months, and they have maybe a couple of months or maybe 2 to prepare the teams, to teach them, to educate them, and start to be able to start work within a month, maybe 2 latest. So this is a real challenge. And also in other line of businesses, so this short time or lack of resources and short time to get people on board is really something which bothers us. So how we can solve it? Actually, technology can help. So first of all, we need to have all these things implemented. We need to have a skilled management, but also technology can help. And Jasmina, can you go further, please? Thank you. So integrated talent management, including technology, and when I say technology, of course, mean IT, information technology, will help us to come from this picture to this. And let me show you how it's work in practice. Can you go further? So can you imagine that we have a search in some software and say, okay, I'm looking somebody to take this job, position for this job. So this person should have a blue, purple, and orange competency. This person have to have also functional competencies, red, blue, and green. At the same time, this person must be situated in blue country, must have a red level of education, and of course, performance rating of this person within 3 months must be blue. So can you imagine that you have all this information at one screen? You click enter, and what software offers. Jasmina, next slide, please. So he did this and say, okay, Chris Hall, match 100%, 30% with your requirements. Britta, 125, John, 105, and so on. And also list all information about these people in order you required on the previous slide. So now you can compare. So how come that Christine is 130% ready? That means that competency level of that person is higher than you require. This is also a case that can happen, but actually what we are looking actually is our Waldo, which is 100% matching our search. So that's the result of the integrated management. But as we say, so we've been talking now about 20 minutes. So all these things are bringing us to the single page. And as a finally, so can you go please to the next slide? Before we thank you, I would like just to show you that this is not a dream. So this is also can be reality. And this is how it looks like in the real life. So this is advanced search. I'm looking for.
Yeah, you are not sharing, so
I supposed to share. I don't know.
yeah, now you are. Yeah.
It's a little bit delayed. Yes,
Take a
sorry.
little
Yes.
time,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a screen. So advanced search. I'm searching for my talent. So I'm looking for business analyst. System knows that business analyst is supposed to have these competencies, but actually I don't want to limit only to the business analyst. I would like to search in all organization for people who are getting these 3 competencies, for example. Then you can also fulfill all this other information like I described on the previous slides, but just for the presentation purposes, I will make it simple. Click search and system will show you that picture. So this is a matching factor. And you can also see comparison between these 3 important areas, as I talked in my first slide. So potential, required competencies, employee potential, achieved competencies. So you can also check this 100% and do the direct comparison. So which competencies are present and how they're matching with the requirements. Okay. Jasmina, can you go back with your slide?
Yeah, well, actually, we have just a thank you slide. So this is it. We really want to thank everyone. And I hope that you have seen that with the digital tools, I mean, you can really do on click, find the Waldo on click. And don't forget, I mean, with embedded talent management, we can also find that Waldo within our organization. Don't forget of the people you already have, so they might have a great potential for some. So this is also the succession planning and so on, so you have to be careful for that too. So I hope you get some benefits of our presentation and that we will see us in some other occasion.
Thank you, Franja. Thank you, Jasmina. This was a really amazing, extensive presentation. Thank you for showing us that there is a way to match our internal talents to our strategy and business goals. It was wonderful. We had some questions from the audience, but unfortunately, we don't have much time. Before we finish this session, I want to invite the audience to visit Amita's booth in ExpoZone, learn about their HR solutions, and see what I have in store for you. Jasmina and Franja, thank you once again. It was amazing, and have fun in HR Week.
Thank you also for this opportunity. Have a nice day.